Hi everybody, here's a video to show you how to take through Design Space a bundle of 3 different SVG files which let you cut this presentation box for a very large gin globe. The original box has been out a long time and it cut from A3 or tabloid on the long mat, but since then I've had a couple of requests to cut it using the standard mat from 12 by 12 or A4. So now in this bundle you get 3 different SVGs which let you cut the box from A3 or tabloid in one piece. As you can see, it's a 6-sided box with a separate lid, or you can cut it from 12 by 12 on the standard mat, or you can cut it from A4 or letter, just about, and I talk about that in this video how you can do it. So it's a box with a lid, and inside there's an insert which the glass sits in to keep it securely in place. The dimensions are given on the Etsy listing. This is for the really big gin globes. They're about 11 millimeters in diameter, which is, what's that in old money? It's about 4¼ inches, and this one here is 220 mil tall, which inches wise is about 8¾ just under 8¾ inches. Okay, so let's go to Design Space. I'll get rid of that because I've just been practicing. Okay, so I'll bring in the biggest file first. This is the one that you would cut with the main box piece in a single piece. So it's a little bit quicker to assemble, but not that much. But you would need tabloid or A3 and the long mat to make this one. So I've been grumbling about this new look layers panel for a while, but actually I've discovered that it's much simpler than it used to be, I think. So when you bring your file in, I'll just zoom in a little bit. Oh, what? When you bring your file in, the layers panel looks like this. All the groups are closed up. So all you need to do, it comes in automatically selected. Just click ungroup. And then that reveals the 2 subgroups inside it. And with my SVGs, this top one, where you can see there's no colour at all, that's where the lines that need converting to scores live. So you just select that group. It's the first subgroup. Go to your operations menu, choose score, and you can see that they've been converted now. And because there's more than one set, we can't see that until we open the group, but because there is, we need to ungroup it. Then click on the group below that's got all the cut pieces in it. Just ungroup that and they're all revealed. And so now everything on screen is a separate piece and we can attach the scores just to the pieces that they relate to. Quickest way to do that, I think, is to click on canvas somewhere near a piece, drag a box to enclose it and attach. I'm using the desktop version for PC, so for me, attach is at the bottom of the layers panel. That's the lid. That's the base. There are no scores. This is the insert that goes around the stem of the glass in the bottom of the box. And this is the main box body. So if we click Make It, we can choose tabloid or we can choose A3, but we'll look at tabloid first. So we've chosen tabloid and it says we need 3 sheets, but we absolutely don't. Because if we look at this one, I'll just zoom out a little bit, you can see that if we drop that piece right down to the bottom, then from the 3rd mat we can move this one onto the 2nd mat and it fits very well just in between those 2. So 2 sheets of tabloid, or we can pick A3 of course if we're in Europe, and that will just automatically fit on 2 sheets of A3. We can spread it out a bit if we need to. Okay, so that's the project where the main box body is all cut in one piece and you need the long mat for it. If you don't have the long mat, or you don't want to get one, or you don't have a longer card, you have a choice of 2 other SVGs. One which cuts from 12 by 12, that's the blue one, or one that cuts from A4 or letter. It's a squeeze, but it will. So let's bring in the 12 by 12 one first. We're going to treat it in exactly the same way. We'll instantly ungroup it. Then select just that top group that's got the scores in it. Operations menu, choose score and ungroup. Then select the cut pieces, ungroup them. Now we can attach scores to the individual pieces. So again, just click on canvas, drag a box around a shape and attach. That's the lid, that's the base, that's the insert. And now the main box body is in 2 pieces. And so we select those individually and attach those as well. So now if we hit make it, we're going to choose 12 by 12, which is still quicker than saying 30.5 by 30.5. So even in Europe and the UK, we say 12 by 12. And we can see that it's telling us we need 4 sheets, but I don't think we do. If we go to that last mat, select that piece and move it to the third mat, it fits, look. So if you're using this 12 by 12 version, you need 3 sheets to cut this box. Okay, I'll get rid of that and bring in the one that will squeeze onto A4 or letter, and I'll explain why and how to handle it. So again, just ungroup it, select that top group that's got the scores in it, operations menu, choose score, and ungroup them. That ungrouping thing is really important. Select all the cut pieces and ungroup those. And so now everything's separate and we can attach it again just like we did before. Click on canvas somewhere near it, drag a box to enclose it and attach. Right, so obviously these bits will fit on letter or A4 easily because they're small. If we're going to look at the size of these now, the size of both of these panels, they're both the same. They're 201 and a bit millimeters wide and 27.37 centimeters deep, so 273, nearly 274 deep. So if we're just talking first about A4, they're well within the length of A4, they're just within the width of A4. You've got about 8 millimeters spare, but that's quite a lot. I mean, it's a third of an inch. So I'm going to hit make it now and show you what we have to do. For the main box body pieces, we're going to have to choose 12 by 12. And the good thing is it puts each of those on a mat on their own and it doesn't try and put anything else on there. So that's really convenient. And then down here, when we come to the lid and the insert and the base, we'll choose A4. And as it looked like it was going to do anyway, they're on 2 sheets of A4. So you're going to use A4 for your whole project. But when you're cutting these 2 pieces, you've got plenty of space at the bottom for the length. Don't worry about that. But when you put your A4 sheet on the mat, just move it 2 or 3 millimeters away from that very first, zoom in a bit, that very first white line on your cutting mat. You're just going to, I know it looks like we can't do it, but you can with your paper obviously. This space around the red line, if you didn't already know it, is the cutting margin, where your machine won't cut. So I always think it's a big waste of paper to have to put your paper right in this top corner. So I will quite often cheat and use smaller paper than Design Space wants me to. So yeah, put your A4 sheet on the mat and just move it about 3 millimeters away from that first white line, which will give you a little bit more paper at this edge and it'll cut beautifully. So the same thing goes though for letter. I didn't really need to come out of that, but I will do anyway. So if you're in the US and you want to cut this from letter, choose 12 by 12 again for the main box body mats. Then when it comes to the pieces, you can choose letter. And again, it's saying it wants 3 sheets, but if we go to the last mat, click on that 4th mat, you can put that on and it fits. So you've got 2 sheets of letter for your lid, the base and the insert. And again for these, you're squeezing it into the space on both directions now. So when you put your sheet of letter onto your mat, you're going to move it about, what will it be? 3 mil, 3/8 of 24, 1/8 of an inch, little bit more than 1/8 of an inch over from the left hand grid line, the very first one, and about 1/8 of an inch down from that top white line as well, and that will give you just enough space to cut it. If you're concerned at all, what you could do, because it is a squeeze and I don't want you to waste any paper, spin the piece, and then if it does shave anything off this very right hand side, it'll be shaving it off the glue tab and it won't matter as much, and at the bottom it'll just be shaving it off these tabs which fold in at the top of the box, and that won't matter as much either. So for both of those pieces, spin the piece once you've got it on the mat, and if there's any issues, it'll shave it off that side and off the tabs, and then you really don't need to worry. Okay, I hope that helps. If you've got any questions when you come to cut or assemble it, do get in touch. You get a PDF of very detailed instructions that show you how to assemble it, but it's super easy. Obviously, for the 2 pieces, all you do is join it at that glue tab there, and then you make all the folds in the box, and the whole box joins up with that. It's dead easy, but the PDF's there if you do need help. If you do need to get in touch, the links to do that are in the description below. You can contact me on Etsy or Facebook, whichever you prefer. And if you've just stumbled across this SVG and like to buy the file, the link to do that is in the description as well. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.